So just a heads up, when you watch a movie, realize the movie will convey truth to you in a variety of ways. One way a movie conveys truth to you is through the background information or the happenings in the main scene that are minor and seemingly insignificant. So in this particular scene, we are going to go into the home residence of an individual. And it's what's playing on the television set in the background that I would like to focus on.
Me there.
Hi, Mary. Hi. I thought the hurricane season was over.
Hurricane season was over.
I thought the hurricane season was over. Ah, that's interesting, isn't it? So we're going to talk a little bit about hurricane seasons. I'm playing this in reverse so I can replay that for you again. First of all, realize that when it comes to seasons, they are artificially created and to be embedded into the minds of the individuals who are under the spells of the spellcasters. Now, another example of this is what is called flu season. Basically, there is no invisible thing that causes a flu, such as you fill in the blank. Flu season is just simply polluted water and polluted food. Yes, you heard me correctly. The invisible does not exist, but in your mind there is a flu season. So in a similar fashion, there's another season.
Me there.
Hi, Mary. Hi. I thought the hurricane season was over.
Hurricane season was over.
So let's talk a little bit about hurricanes. And as I do, I'll put that in reverse, just because it's a nice clip, and we'll play it once again. Hurricanes are generated offshore by ships out in the water. And they are using electrical devices to stir the atmosphere and create a vortex type of thing that we know as a hurricane. Thanks to none other than the cooperation of the U.S. Navy and the United States Air Force. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but very often, whenever there is a hurricane and it hits or it's a location, you will certainly find Air Force bases or naval bases not far from these pathways of hurricanes. So they are generated by modern means and created. Now I'm going to put this on slow motion just to let something play while I'm talking. They are generated by artificial means, namely through the U.S. military, in particular the United States Navy and U.S. Air Force. The hurricanes are given names, and there's a list of 21 names And that list of 21 names is changed each year up to 6 years. And then the names are rotated once again. Okay? Now, if the hurricane is severe, that name will be retired and never used again. So, for example, Katrina. Katrina. Now, why are they given names? They will tell you, namely the National Hurricane Center and the World anyhow, the organizations that pronounce the names on them will tell you that they're given names so they're easily remembered. Now, I'll accept that because it is definitely a valid thing, because they want you to remember tragedies. Speaking of that, we're coming up on the remembrance of a created tragedy. September the 11th, 2001. Controlled demolition. And, as Dave J. would say, strategic relocation. And, as I've added to Dave's list, intensive propaganda. So, in a way, what was done on September the 11th, 2001, New York City, met the criteria for war. Controlled demolition, strategic relocation, and intensive propaganda. So these events that are given to us through the media are given to initially put us in a state of shock and fear, so that we fear anything and everything. In addition to that, they would like to have these tragic events filed in your mind, so that your mind is a collection of tragic events. So if we just take the hurricane thing, all right, we have a collection of names such as Katrina, and Katrina's name has been retired and will not be used on the list of 21 names. Now, the name Katrina should be analyzed. It does come from the Greek word katharsis, meaning pure. However, when you take the more Anglican, Anglo-Saxon, English type derivative, you get the name Catherine. And Catherine has at its roots elate, ekate, E-K-A-T-A, in Greek language, who is the goddess of magic. So in the name Catherine, there's hidden the idea of magic. Now, if you go to the other name of hurricanes, and other names, such as Harvey. Now, Harvey, its root means battle-worthy, battle-tested, strong, iron, okay? Now, in Old Germanic language, Old German language, Harvey was a direct reference to the military. Now, I found that out years ago when I was analyzing the name Lee Harvey Oswald. And I discovered that about Harvey, because there's always something in a name. All right? So these hurricanes are given names. Why? So it's deeply embedded in your mind that you have no other recourse whenever the word hurricane comes up but to search your mind and all of a sudden come up with Harvey, Katrina, Ida. And hence, you're paralyzed with fear. Now, Ida, the one that we currently have seen some of the after effects and so forth in the German language, or the root language, means labor or work. Now that's interesting because Ida hits what? Just before what we call Labor Day. And all of a sudden there's Ida, meaning work or labor, appearing. Now another aspect to Ida is in ancient mythology, it's a mystic mountain and the birthplace of Zeus, the master Roman god Zeus. Okay? Now all these names have within them witchcraft. And I want to talk a little bit about the whole idea of 21 names only. Now, they will say, meaning the World Meteorological Organization, that's the name I was trying to get out a little bit ago, and the National Hurricane Center will say, there's only 21 names given. And we're going on the idea there's 26 letters in the English alphabet, but we're not using Q, U, X, Y, or Z because there's not enough common names. Well, it doesn't matter. They could use those letters if they wanted to. But they have deliberately selected the number 21. And guess why? 21 is 3 sevens, or your triple Zion. In other words, it's a powerful number in the usage of the occult for casting spells. So you thought the hurricane season was over. Oh no! It is in full rage. And usually they define hurricane season as late May through November on the Atlantic coast. So, is the hurricane season over? No, it'll never be over. Is the casting of spells over? No, never be over. Is the use of witchcraft on your mind and my mind over? No, it will never be over. Why? Because the father of lies controls this world. And those who want the money and the power and the fame and the control know that. And they will consult with the one who controls this world, the prince of the power of the air, namely the devil. Now, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Namely, if Jesus Christ lives in your heart, he is greater than the devil and all his spells cast. He is greater than the generation of any fear that they can conduct with hurricanes or any other theatrical thing that is done. Jesus Christ is far greater. So what I'm going to do is play this once more and then conclude the video. And as always, I do want to thank you for watching.
There.
Hi, Mary. Hi. I thought the hurricane season was over.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Well, put it out of your mind and realize that you've been hoaxed, because they generate these things through the usage of modern equipment in our own military, cooperation of U.S. Navy and United States Air Force, brought to you by. So let the hurricane season be over, because you can live in the power and the authority of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching. End of video.